sister. Good evening, good evening, good evening.
Good evening, Mr. Ebreso, my darling brother.
Ah.
How are you?
Good evening, Mouse India. Mouse India number one, Mouse India.
Of course.
Okay, today we have a very interesting topic again for you guys. Trust me, it's very interesting. Okay, um, Mouse India, my sweet sister. Tell us the topic and then with a brief introduction.
We are going to talk about why is it right for a married couple to have separate rooms or stay separately?
Okay.
Um, and what effects does it have on the children?
Oh, okay.
That's what I was thinking of. So let's just discuss.
Yeah, beautiful. Basically, what's on ground is the husband and the wife living in the same house, but the husband having his own separate room and the wife having her own separate room. Is it right? Is it good? Is it what's the effect of it? Is it a good thing? So generally, that's what we're going to be talking about today. If it is okay for husband and wife to share the same room or to have separate room in the same house.
Okay. Should I go first?
Okay.
Okay, so in my own opinion, I don't think it's bad for couples to have separate rooms. But on the other hand, you do not sleep away from each other. I think because especially for females, we have a lot of ngongo. They call it ngongo, a lot of properties. We have shoes, we have bags, like all consume the whole place.
Okay.
But for intimacy, I think I don't think I believe that we should couples should stay in the same room. One, for instance, you have issues, you had arguments, which is normal in relationship. At the end of the day, where do you have to solve it? If you solve it and then maybe sleeping together, some leg will touch leg, and then you like have to what's the word now? Solve that problem before noon. Remember what the Bible says. I always bring the Bible. It says you should not allow your anger to stay over, has the word used, proceed the previous day. So I think with couples staying together, same room, maybe easing some things, there's bonding, there's intimacy, more of intimacy, there's more of what's the other word I should use?
It's more like connection,
bonding. It's bonding, connection, and then easy to solve issues. If I come up with something else that's running through my head, no.
Beautiful, very beautiful. All right. So you guys have listened to her. She is in support for husband and wife to stay in the same room, and she has went forward to even explain and give details, examples, and benefits for couples to stay in the same room and the same house. But I'm here to not really to counter, but to also give an opposite view of it.
Okay.
So not like I'm countering what you're saying.
But remember, I said it's not bad to have different
to
rooms,
have different,
but always sleep on the same bed.
On the same bed. So husband and wife should be sleeping on the same bed.
Of course.
They can have separate rooms. But my own view differs.
Why?
A man being the husband, should have his own personal separate room.
Why?
While the wife have her own separate room. I will state my reasons.
But we just said the same thing.
Yeah.
They can have their separate rooms.
They can,
but
not both of them sleeping in the same room all the time.
Why?
They can, my wife, take for instance, I'm the husband. Now my wife can come to my room anytime she wants to, but it's not that that she must be sleeping in my room all the time. Why? Okay, let's go deep a little bit. We as men, the difference between us as men and women is that ability for us to have a reserved time to think and be logical.
You can think in the afternoon, sir.
You
can
hold on. Let me explain.
I'm listening. I'm listening.
Now,
sorry to cut you in.
So now, when there are sometimes in the life of a man that a man wants to be left that alone. Needs a private moment.
Okay.
Trust me, and it's more often in a logical man than average. Someone like me, there are moments I just want to be alone. Not like I don't love my wife or not like I don't want that intimacy, but there are some times that a man needs his space. That's number one. Number two reasons why a man should stay alone and a woman should. There are some times, I understand the points that you said that when they are in the same room, they get to solve issues when they're sleeping. But in a traditional marriage settings that we grew up to know, there are sometimes a man who needs to, maybe your wife misbehave or do something or have one kind of behavior and you want to kind of correct her. Okay?
It's always the men correcting the women.
No. Hold on this, right? You want to correct your wife. What she did is hurting or something, right? There are sometimes a man who needs to separate himself from the woman. The woman knows, okay, for me to be good, submissive, for me to be a complete helpmate and wife to this man. This man needs to have some level of authority and rulership over me as a woman, right? Okay, if you agree with me on that, then what measures or what are the criteria? What do you expect the man to do separately that he will be able to take up that leadership role? If every time he is sleeping in the same room with you, every time you are seeing him and finish, every time at night both of you are cuddling too, at what time do you think he will?
So to get you right, first you made a statement. You said a man wants to correct the woman. I'm always hearing this thing. He has to correct. The woman has to submit. The woman has to do this. Fine. That's what the Bible says. So it's your own. You think the woman doesn't have feelings? You also want to stay alone and also want to correct you, or the woman should be subdued not to talk?
No.
The woman has, because you're trying to you're taking me to another topic. Like, are you my papa?
Okay.
Are you what are you?
Okay.
That you want to correct. You can use a different language, like you want to correct her, so by that you have to go and stay alone because you want to correct her. Now you have to stay alone so that she will know that she can submit. Let me tell you something. What you give is what you get. You get one, you take two.
All right.
I'm not being but that word you use.
Okay. Can I say something? All right. I understand that sometimes as a man, when we are talking, sometimes we say words that can sometimes sound provocative, but most of the times it's always the truth. Okay, let's dwell in a little bit. Let me make this reference. That whatever thing that I'm talking about marriage, I'm talking about African traditional marriage. I'm not talking about, even though we are in America, we are from Africa. So whatever tradition we are practicing, culture we are practicing, it is African culture.
Well, let me tell you something. Okay.
So hold on so that we continue. So anything I'm saying, I'm making reference to African.
And it's very good.
Good. All right. So now back to the topic. As a wife, your husband marries you, pay a bride price. What do you think that bride price stands for? Bride price is simply a symbolic transfer of ownership.
Okay.
A symbolic transfer of ownership. What do you mean by symbolic transfer of ownership? As a woman growing up, your parents own you, right? Your parents paid your school fees.
We are moving from that.
We are not moving. So that we need to get the whole picture.
All I am saying is that choose your words right.
If you don't see the bigger picture, right?
I'm seeing the bigger picture.
It will not be clear enough. All right,
just follow me a little bit. I'm following you. Okay, I'm listening.
All right, now, so this man marries you. You agree with me that a man comes in to pay a bride price so that the ownership will be transferred from your parents, your family, where you're from, to your husband. You agree with me on that?
Everybody knows that, right?
Okay, good. So if your husband marries you, automatically your husband owns you. Do you agree with that?
Not 100%.
Why?
Because
Okay, hold on. Do you agree that your parents, your father and mother bringing you to this world owns you?
Yes, of course.
Okay, you agree that your parents own you.
Yes.
Do you also agree that when a man pays bride price, ownership has been transferred?
Ownership has been transferred, but not 100% in some family. Let me tell you why.
No.
Let me tell you why.
Has ownership been transferred, yes or no?
Ownership has been transferred,
But
at
okay,
the same
partial
time,
ownership has been transferred.
let me tell you
Okay.
why I'm saying this.
Why?
There are lots of families that you go and they will tell you, because this man has nurtured his child, his female child. You know how men, you guys can be with your female child.
Yeah.
And then he has nurtured this child has seen love and affection and everything. And he said, okay, come and marry you're coming to marry my child. And I'm like, okay, this bride price you're giving to me. I know of some tribes in Nigeria, even my own family, they will tell you, they might say it jokingly, but it's the truth. They will tell you something like, I'm not selling my child. Meaning that a lot of men see this thing like, okay, they've transferred ownership, so as you're coming to my house, I'm enslaving you. That's why I said ownership, that thing you're saying is not 100%.
All right.
Because you're already sounding like I want to, we need to correct.
Okay, let me say
that child, that woman is a small child.
No. Okay, let me say this. I understand how you feel like slaving and all of that, but so long as we believe and we want our marriage to work, right? And we have a pathway that we need to follow, which is the traditional pathway of marriage.
Nobody's losing that.
So now, when you're saying that a man is marrying you to enslave you, that is not true. There is no man that will marry, that will remove his money, love a woman, and to an extent that he wants to make this woman his wife, to pay money and marry this woman to enslave the woman. No man. I can beat my chest to say it.
So,
if we understand the African traditional settings of marriage, that immediately that bride price is paid and ownership has been transferred, the man now grooms the woman into the shape of his own family. Mind you, do not forget that before this man even comes to marry you, let's say before your husband marries you, your husband is 40 years or 35, 40 years, right? Before this man grew in life to a stage that he wants to settle down and marry. He has built his life, make mistakes, correct those mistakes, and grow in the process. Why don't you women, like our wives, why don't you guys try to like reason with us a little bit, like kind of, if this guy was able to build his life, sometimes you meet him, he has a house, he has a car, he has a good job. If he's able to make his life make so much sense that I want this kind of man to be my husband, why don't you trust that kind of man to lead you? Why don't you trust that kind of man to even own you? The man that you will put your bed and the children, the man that will not just protect you, that man is also going to protect your children. That man is going to go out, hustle to provide food, and that man is going to be responsible over your life, more like your covering. Why wouldn't you want your covering to own you? But you are okay if your parents own you. You don't have any issue. It's not provocative if you are saying that a father and a mother owns the child. But when the husband that paid a bride price and this man is even working so hard to make you okay, what is so hard for you to accept that he owns you 100%?
You just said something and I made this explanation simple and clear based on what we were talking about. We were talking about man and woman staying in a separate room. Is it bad? And then we went further to say, you made a statement. I'm on the opinion that it's good for them to stay together. And then you made a statement which I tried to correct you, that you don't say stuff like a man is trying to correct the wife. Like you sounded typical. I'm sorry, I don't want to mention tribe. You sounded typical of our people. That we always put this, okay, the man is the head, you have to lead, so therefore a woman has to be on She doesn't even have an opinion.
Okay, hold on.
So now you now
Yes.
wait, I'm coming.
Okay.
So you now said something, and I said you now asked me, is it does a man own the woman 100%? And I said no, 99. Why? Because some families will say, if so things happen, bring back my child. So that's why I'm giving that 1%. By right, we all know that biblically is 100% ownership. But when you know that as a husband, if you have a child, a female child, you do not want that child to be treated badly. In short, some of you pamper your female child and you don't even, that's in marriage, care about whosoever else that is involved.
Okay.
We see it, the male children, they're all over their moms. It's always like that. So now I'm saying, don't use that ownership, control, because some family will say, if you want to go and enslave my child, bring her back.
So hold on. Correcting.
You said correcting a wife.
A husband correcting.
It's not wrong.
Is it?
It's not wrong. It's not wrong.
Is it a bad thing?
It's not a bad
So
thing.
why are we?
Why will you say that you want to be alone so that I'm taking back your words?
Okay, let's go
so
back.
that you said you want to correct your wife. By that you want to be alone. I was seeing ego playing there.
Okay.
So I want to be alone.
Okay.
So that with that.
Okay.
That's how I'm playing back what you said.
So
So that by staying alone now, she will know that I am the man.
Yes.
I'm the perhaps come and beg, and then from there,
Yes.
I'll just be.
That's
I
how
understand.
that's how it's supposed
So
to be.
now a man too is also a man too cannot beg the wife when
A man
she
should.
wants. So a
is
woman
doing
cannot.
something that is wrong.
No, a man is no wait. If a man does something that is wrong.
Hold on, we're not. Hold on.
Okay,
So that.
So the woman cannot go and stay alone because the wife.
Can I ask you a question?
I'm here now. Why
Okay,
am I
good.
going to?
If you are my husband now, I want you to be a man just for one day. If you are my husband now, I'm your wife. You are my husband, and maybe you ask me, babe, please prepare noodles for me. Let me rush and take my shower so that I'll eat and go to work. And for some reasons, I'm kind of not in the mood to, maybe because I was doing something in Instagram or was going through Facebook.
Silly.
Now, no, hold on first. And for that reason, I don't want to do that to my husband. I want to continue. I'm focusing on what I'm doing. And now you after taking your shower, you're coming back to take your breakfast to go to work, and there is no breakfast. No, stop shaking your head, because there are a lot of women that these things are so common, so we are not even talking about that. As my husband, now you are my husband, I'm your wife. How do you want to correct me so that I will not make that mistake? I will not continue to be.
Do you know some people have? Let me see.
Mistake.
Wait,
Some people, as my husband.
Personally, if you want to use me as a man,
Yes, I want
if
you to
use
be
me as
a man for once.
Okay.
How will you correct me so that I will
me,
not?
Patricia, as a man, my only way of getting angry over things, I'll just be mad. I'll just be quiet. But that doesn't mean it will take longer. That's how I will pray. I keep quiet.
Hold on.
I will give you.
Okay,
I will
you will keep quiet. You will not talk to me as your wife.
I will not talk to you at that moment. I'm like,
No. How long is the moment?
I will not talk to you. It will take the whole day.
Okay, later you will now start talking to me, even when I've not come to apologize that I did not prepare breakfast for you, that I will not do it again.
No.
When you are already angry.
Do you know that some people are so insensitive?
Okay, let's
to
assume you said you will not talk to me. Is that not the same thing I was saying when a man will go and stay in his room and the man
I will not talk
to
to you, but
Okay.
I will. After a while, I'll tell you that. At that moment, I'll tell you that what you did, I don't like it. And if
Okay.
I apologize, if the girl apologizes, fine.
After saying you mind you, follow the context. You are preparing to go to work and there's no breakfast, so
And you've gone to work out.
angry.
Yes.
So you are coming back
If
from
she
work
send
angry.
me no, in between the line, if she's sensitive enough, which I know.
What if
every
she's
man-
not sensitive enough? What if I'm your wife now? I'm taking the role of a wife. I'm not sensitive.
And
So
then
I still
that's
feel-
when you become the head that you want to. It doesn't. Everything doesn't have to be quarrel.
Okay, so what will you do? So you come back from work and what will happen?
Then you tell her.
How? You just
That what
come back
she did
to-
was not good. You
Okay.
come back, you might still, we are all humans, trust me. You might still want to be in that mood.
Okay.
But don't let it pass that night.
Okay,
Call her
let's-
to order.
Okay, so when you come back, you call me as your husband, as your
And
wife.
you tell her that what you did,
Okay.
I will tell you
Okay,
like
what
you
if
did.
you after telling me what I did is bad and I said, okay, whatever, bye, are you done? Are you done? Okay, bye. And
But
then,
it
I
depends
walked
on
out.
how the-
And then I walked out. What are you going to do next? No, we are talking. So I want you to be a man for
Because
one day.
I cannot be in that position. I'm not toxic.
No.
No. I cannot. You cannot force me to be in a toxic place because I'm not thinking how.
Okay, but
how
do you
we
know
do
that 99% of men go through all these things and they find a way to solve all this?
Before, let me also tell you something.
Mm-hmm.
Let me also tell you something because maybe we need to talk about these things. It's not right,
Mm-hmm.
fine. But do you know there are some people that put women in that position? There are some
But
men.
you have not answered me how you will handle that.
I've told you, somebody like me, I'll keep mute for a while, and then when I come back from work, if you do not send me message, me, I'm very emotional. Okay, so I will tell you on the phone that what you did.
Your wife.
What you did, I did not like it. I asked you, babe. I asked you.
Okay, you send a text and then I snap. I did not reply the text. What are you going?
That's on that person because it's not me. That's what I'm saying. Don't put me on that because I'm not that kind of person. Do you know there are people that their life, their destiny, they know how to keep malice, and even when they are wrong, because there are people that knows how to do this thing. Me personally, I don't know how to keep malice. Or I try to solve things immediately because I don't want to carry it over. I don't have that heart.
So if you are a man now and you want to solve it, and then the woman doesn't cooperate to solve it, I want to know you're not
me as a man. I do.
What would you do? You don't want to keep issues, or you don't want to. For me, I have mood swing, and this period I'm having mood swing, and I don't want to.
I'll let her be.
Flow with you.
In that case, I support what you're saying. You just want to go to the.
Thank you.
No,
boom.
No, in that case,
you got it.
In that case, I need that space.
I wish my 2 cameras pick this.
In that case, I support you 100%.
Okay. Thank you.
They don't cry.
We got it. So at that point, the man will need to go to his room and chill.
It's okay. We'll still come back to this. We'll still come back to this.
Yes. Man has to take
because you're happy.
Use that as a means to discipline the wife, taking away the attention. Bye. Bye.